What a great sporting weekend it was last weekend as we had several sporting activities in the world of boxing. It was Saul Canelo Alvarez who suffered a shock loss to Dmitry Bivol to lose, the lightweight heavyweight title, talking about WBA title that was on the line. But in the world of football, it was Liverpool who slipped up at home against Spurs as Manchester City were able to capitalize to go 3 points clear in the Premier League, while in the Italian Serie A, you had AC Milan moving 2 points clear of Inter Milan to move within 4 points of another league title. It's on that I say good afternoon and welcome to the arena. I'm Samson Olede. Today's show, like always, will definitely be exciting. We have the Nigerian Professional Football League, the 2021-2022 season. Well, the latest about that has to be the scorelines we saw over the weekend, with Rivers United going 7 points clear of the table, and that's of their nearest challenger, talking about Plateau United, who suffered a defeat, over the weekend. There you have the table. Rivers United, 58 points from 27 games with a 32-goal difference, it must be said. Plateau United, their nearest challengers, are stuck on 51 points, and it means Rivers United now have a commanding 7 points lead, which is approximately 3 games, it must be said. Rangers United are third with 45 points, and Remo Stars are clinging onto the last continental ticket with 43 points from 27 games. Aqua United, the defending champions, have 40 points. They're stuck on 5th position, and it has not been a very good title defense for them, it must be said. They drew 1-1 against Eyimba at the Uyo Stadium, conceding a last-minute goal from, Eyimba. So, Aqua United still stuck in 5th. When it comes to the relegation battle, you have MFM with 24 points from 27 games. It seems like they are destined for the second tier of Nigerian football, which is the Nigerian National League, NNL. You have Atland on 19th with 28 points, Kano Pillars as well on 29 points, 18th, while Dakada International have 30. Now for Kano Pillars, it is shocking, it must be said. When you mention Kano Pillars, you're used to Rabiu Ali as the front man, the face of the club, the image of the club, and this has been a turbulent season from them, it must be said. We'll see results of the weekend matches right about now. But as I said, you had Aqua United against Eyimba, which is probably the biggest, one at the Uyo Stadium. It ended 1-1 as Aqua United conceded a last-minute goal. The biggest scoreline had to be Rivers United, who thumped MFM by 5-0 to ensure that they took a 7-point lead over Plateau United, their nearest challengers. For Plateau United, it was a 2-1 loss against Nasarawa away from home. So Nasarawa United emerging victorious in the Rangers defeating Heartland by 3-1. Abia Warriors defeating Remo Stars 2-0. Gombe United edging Sunshine Stars 1-0. You had Sunshine Stars as well in a battle, edging Niger Tornadoes, while Kano Pillars were able to defeat Kwara United by 2-1. I talked about Rivers United earlier. Lobby Stars also emerging victorious 2-1 against Katsina United, while you had Wiki Tourists defeat Dakada by 2-0 as well. So Rivers United emerging as the front runner in the league. Before, it was a 2-horse race. At this point, it's safe to say it's all Rivers United, while Plateau United will just probably have to sit contented for second place. But you never can tell what Fidelis Electrical's men have up their sleeves. You have 11 matches left to the season, and remember, it's a 38-game marathon. But out of 38, with 27 games played thus far, it's all about Rivers United, who are seemingly invincible at this point. Let's move away from there now and talk about European football. We'll start with the women's game. It must be said, it's beautiful. The Women's Super League, that's the English Premier League, but for the women now, known as the Women's Super League, was wrapped up yesterday, it must be said, because you had Chelsea Football Club emerged victorious once again. They had to do it the hard way though. 4-2 it ended, a 6-goal thriller. They were trailing, and it took Sam Kerr, the Australians, brilliance to be able to ensure that Ima Aize's lead women emerged victorious on the game. 4-2 that ended in favor of the Chelsea women, and Sam Kerr scored 2 beautiful volleys, it must be said, world-class stunners to give them the win. And as a result of the win, the Chelsea women emerged victorious when it comes to the league title, edging the Arsenal women by a solitary point. So it's Chelsea Football Club winning their third successive Women's Super League, and that's Sam Kerr scoring one of those stunning volleys yesterday. So Chelsea Football Club has said they've won 5 of the last 6 Women's Super League titles, and more importantly is it's their third successive title, and that's a record. It's historic when it comes to the game in England, and you have to give credit to Ima Hayes's women. They are the face of football in England, women's football in England at this point in time. For the defending champions as well, beyond the successive defense, successful defense title, they were also able to produce the highest goal scorer. Talking about Australia's Sam Kerr, imagine the winner of the Golden Boot with 20 goals in the season. The brace she scored took her tally to 20 goals in the season, and it's quite impressive what Ima Hayes's women are doing considering Chelsea's struggles off the field. So in the Women's Super League, the top 3, you have Chelsea women, you have Arsenal ladies, as well as Manchester City. Those are the top 3 women who will be representing England in the Women's Champions League next season. Let's see how that pans out. For Chelsea ladies, they still have a chance to make it a double, talking about the FA Cup final, which they will play against Manchester City ladies. If they win that, it's a double. And who says they can't? They are the defending champions of the Women's FA Cup. So you just have to give credit to Ima Hayes's women. Moving on from there now, let's talk about the men's game, which is the Premier League itself. Over the weekend, as I said earlier, Liverpool slipped up against Tottenham Hotspur at Anfield, 1-1 that ended with Son getting the goal while Luis Diaz scored the equalizer for Liverpool. But Manchester City were able to capitalize on that to go 3 points clear at top of the table, and it was a thrashing, it must be said, in the hands of that Newcastle United suffered. 5-0 that ended. You had Raheem Sterling scoring a brace in there. Rodri Laporte also getting it in the act, while you also had Phil Foden, getting on the score sheet. 5-0, quite comprehensive. But for Manchester City, the win comes at a huge cost, as towards the end of the season, they have the likes of Diaz, Stones, as well as Walker out of the season. So the last 3 games, Pep Guardiola's men would have to play without Ruben Diaz, would have to play without John Stones, as well as Kyle Walker. All 3 defenders are injured, and this is a critical point in the season where Manchester City can't afford to lose these defenders. It must be said that while their remaining fixtures looks easy on paper, any slip-up could definitely tilt the title race in Liverpool's favour. But let's see, right now it's advantage Manchester City, and I'm sure they will be hoping to bank on their prolific goal-scoring record to be able to cut home the Premier League title. Remember, this is their only realistic shot at a title, having seen their treble dream crushed by Liverpool in the FA Cup semi-final, as well as Real Madrid in the UEFA Champions League semi-final. Now, let's move away from England and delve to Italy. That's where I was still awaiting a league winner, and it's all about the city rivals AC Milan and Inter Milan, who are jostling for this. For Inter Milan, they are the defending champions, and they were able to get a 4-2 win. It was a comeback win, it must be said, and while AC Milan were also able to stage a comeback win of their own against Hellas Verona. So 3-1 it ended for AC Milan yesterday, and it was Bet the boy Sandro Tonali who scored a brace in there to get AC Milan running, as Rafael Leao was able to provide both assists to his goals, and we also had a fantastic strike from Florenzi to ensure that AC Milan take a 2-point lead going into the last 2 games of the season. For AC Milan, they do not need to win both games. They need to win one and draw one, and they will be champions of the Italian Serie A for the first time since the 2011 season. While for Inter Milan, they will be hoping that AC Milan slips up, while they need to win both games to be able to get through. But AC Milan, what a remarkable comeback, it must be said. Quite dominant performance, and it's also well deserved. The Association of Tennis Professionals has agreed an expansive global partnership with Australian online trading company Pepperstone in a deal that includes the naming rights to the official ATP rankings. As a platinum partner and official online trading partner of the ATP Tour, Pepperstone will have an on-site presence at 11 events across the men's tennis season, culminating at the champion crowning NATO ATP Finals in Turin. The Melbourne-based company will also benefit from year-round promotion across the ATP's social, digital, and broadcast channels. The partnership kicks off with the launch of the Pepperstone ATP Live Rankings, a new product that will enable fans, players, and media to track the player rankings in real time based on match results as they happen. In addition, Pepperstone's sponsorship package includes the naming rights to the season-long race to Turin, race to Milan, and the ATP Cup standings, while it will also be the presenting partner of the year-end #1 ceremonies in singles and doubles. Now, still talking sports business news at this time, private equity firm Redbird Capital Partners have reportedly joined the race to buy Italian football giants AC Milan. Last month, Bahrain-based investment manager InvestCorp was in exclusive talks to acquire Milan in a deal that valued the Italian Serie A club in the region of €1 billion, including debt. Reports have now emerged that Redbird has approached Milan's owner, US-based hedge fund Elliott Management, about a deal. InvestCorp's period of exclusivity to seal a takeover has now reportedly expired, though the firm is still in the running. Redbird can reportedly strike an agreement with Elliott, which has owned Milan since 2018, within days. Redbird is already involved in football after pumping a reported $750 million into Fenway Sports Group, which owns Premier League side Liverpool. Now on the pitch, Milan remain on course for their first Serie A title in 12 years, as the club is currently 2 points clear of city rivals Inter Milan with 2 games left to play.